Okay, up next we're going to do how to wrap a actual surgical instrument pack. So the way I like to start is after the instruments are cleaned and lubricated, is I just set them according to group. So I've got all of the towel clamps together. I have all of my little mosquito hemostats set together in a set. Because the way I'm going to organize this is in groups. So it is important to have the hinges open on the instruments. You don't want anything locked, and you'll see why here in a second. So I'm going to start, and this is how you generally will start. You can again make sure everything's kind of dried as much as possible. So we have our Olsen Hagar needle holders here. So I'm going to put those onto my fingers. As you can see, I'm going to just hold them with my forefinger and my thumb. And then I'm going to do my big Mayo scissors next. Then I'm going to do my Metzen bombs on top of that. And these are curved Metzen bombs, so I want the curve of all of my instruments to go the same way. So at this point I have the curve going this way. So all of my curved instruments are going to point this way too. So next I'm going to do my big Carmelts. I've got two of my Carmelts here, and then I've got my Kellys. I'm going to place those on. Then I'm going to do my mosquitoes next. So you can kind of see I have all the instruments looped on my hand here, all of the tips, all of the points pointing in the same direction, and this is how I'm going to lay them out onto the pack itself. So before I do that with this big chunk of instruments, usually I'll lay a couple of the odd men out onto the pack first. So I have down on the ground here just 2 wraps of muslin. That's what I'm going to use to wrap the pack. I've got my Adson forceps, so I'm just going to place them. I have my snook hook, so I'm just going to place this on the edge of the towel. And then I have my scalpel. This is a number 3 small animal scalpel, so I'm going to just place this alongside the forceps as well. And you can see I kind of have this nice open space. This is where I'm going to lie these instruments. So I'm going to kind of just fan them out like that. It takes a lot of practice. Don't worry if it's not perfect. And at this point, I'm going to lay out my gauze. So these are 4x4 gauze pads. There is 20 of them. It is important to count every single gauze so you can know how many are in the pack and how many the doctor uses. So we're just going to lay these right here. And I have one of my 2 indicator strips. I'm going to go ahead and put one of my indicator strips right on top of the instruments themselves. So when the surgeon pulls off the towels that we're going to place here in a second, they pull off the gauze, they can see that yes, the instruments themselves are indeed sterilized. So on top of the gauze, I'm going to put my backhouse towel clamps. You can just do it however which way you like. Get them to stay on there. Okay, and at this point, I'm going to place all of my hand towels. So I've got 4 hand towels, which is pretty standard for most surgery packs. Again, examine them for any extra lint. If you see something dangling off of the surgical towel, please go ahead and take that off. Okay, and at the top of the pack, I'm going to place another indicator strip. This is just first visualization. Remember, again, you do want to have that second one at the bottom there, okay? And then at this point, it is just wrapping like we wrap everything else. So we're going to just kind of hold onto our pack here, fold over from the bottom, trying to keep everything stabilized. Okay, make our little tabby. I'm going to come over from the sides, fold over, make a little tabby, and continue on wrapping the pack. As you can see, I don't pick this one up because all of my beautiful instruments would slide all over the place and make a big mess. So I don't pick up the pack, I just slide it around, as you could tell. So then I'm going to wrap my second layer of muslin, and then you have a completed spay pack or surgical pack ready to go to the autoclave. Okay, you can see our spay pack ready to go.